Everything is broken. The NHS no longer exists in any meaningful form unless you've got some sort of illness that can be cured by 115 grand a year director of lived experience. You can't get a train anywhere because either grossly overpaid drivers are on strike, or because of mechanical and scheduling failures, or simply because you can't afford the extortionate tickets. You still haven't received any of your Christmas cards from Royal Mail. There's a new wave of COVID on its way from China. And if you switch on your TV to forget about it all, you're aggressively bombarded with hard-left woke globalist propaganda, whether you're watching the news, a soap opera, or the latest mind-numbing diversity showcase of PC waffle that our mainstream media have the temerity to call comedy. Our Prime Minister has gone missing, jet-setting around the world, glad-handing every globalist nonce he sets his eyes on. We're all being taxed into poverty to fund efforts to try to tackle the same climate crisis that we've been told is going to destroy us all since the 1950s. And every time you try to communicate something to somebody in the workplace, you run the risk of inadvertently using the incorrect terms and being sacked for discrimination, misgendering, sexism, racism or transphobia. Meanwhile, the UK continues to collude with the US to perpetuate the war in Ukraine by inexplicably showering Ukraine with unlimited funds and resources from the taxpayer's pocket. What's clear is that some shady wrong-uns somewhere are making a hell of a lot of money out of this war at your expense, and at the expense of countless people's lives and the destruction of their homes, their families, their communities, their towns and cities, and their way of life. There is absolutely no excuse for the perpetuation of this war or our involvement in it. It's not our business, nor ever has it been. In a country ravaged by hyperinflation and a cost of living crisis, the legacy of several generations of corrupt, incompetent politicians, a country in the grip of extreme censorship, where a self-appointed cultural Stasi are constantly watching you and listening, waiting for you to use some clumsy wording that they can manipulate and misrepresent to smear, discredit and ostracise you and rob you of your livelihood. A society whose skilled, hard-working, valuable contributors can't wait to leave to go and live somewhere where their significant contribution and usefulness will be financially rewarded without their earnings being thieved off them through deeply punitive extreme taxation. And in the other direction, we have boatloads of Albanian criminals ready to exploit this country's weakness and its social divisions. Get ready for 2023, the year where we see a steep rise in crime rates, a year of scammers, violence, mugging, theft, drug abuse, sexual assault, and a worthless woke police force totally unequipped to respond to it. Still, for what it's worth, Happy New Year. I hope it goes well for you, and I hope it goes well for me. But let's be honest, everything's against us, isn't it? Please do like and subscribe and support my comedy by following the link below this video. Also, please do check out my return to stand-up, available to view on the Comedy Unleashed YouTube channel, a link for which you can also find beneath this video.